Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock on a Monday, which means it's time for a 5x5. Now, this is where I take 5 subjects related to magic. I spend 5 minutes talking about each subject, and then I move on to the next subject. It's always quick, it's always snappy, and you never know what you're going to get. Now, today, I want to talk to you about a subject I talked about a month ago on one of the videos on the channel, and I talked about a bunch of stuff, but one of the things that I talked about was hype. And this whole thing that's going on in the magic community now when it comes to new products, which is there's a big kind of vocal subsection of the magic community that anytime a new trick comes out that's got any type of like hype or marketing behind it at all, they go on about how hype is such a terrible thing. Hype is the worst thing in the world. I see it all the time on Reddit. I see it on the Magic Cafe. I see it on various different forums, on various different Facebook groups. And I'm filming this right now in the middle of the week. They've just dropped the trailer for Evoke, and that's obviously had a bit of fanfare. A lot of people have been talking about it, and you could very easily say that that has been hyped. And there's a few other tricks that have come out recently that have been hyped up, and I think the reason is we're going into Blackpool, the Blackpool Magic Convention, so a lot of the producers are getting people excited about their new products that are going to be at Blackpool, and because of that, the hype police are jumping on the bandwagon and talking about how hype is the worst thing in the world. Now, everyone's entitled to their opinion, which is fine, and I wanted to put my opinion across. Now, I was looking on Facebook, in Magicians Only, and there was a post that was put up about hype. And what I want to do, I'm not going to name any names, and honestly, I'm not saying that their opinion is wrong, but I put videos up discussing what's happening in the magic community, and my opinion differs very much to kind of the consensus when it comes to hype. So I thought I'd read a couple of comments about hype, people that don't agree with it, to kind of give you the argument against hype, and then I want to talk to you on this video about 5 reasons why I think that hype is a good thing when it comes to the creator community and magic shops and new products. So there's a couple of posts. The first one is, wouldn't we rather a magician just release a product rather than hitting us with all the hype beforehand? Does it take that to sell a great trick? I'm not downing the creator or the companies involved, especially if that's the only way to sell a product, but for me personally, it causes me to wait until the product has been out for a while before picking it up because it annoys me so much. Under-hype and over-delivering is much better than over-hyping and under-delivering. A lot of times, the tricks that get murdered after the release are actually pretty good. It's the hype machine that gets guys all worked up, and they end up thinking the trick is going to make them a miracle worker, so the disappointment is greater than it could have been. Thoughts? Very eloquent post. Many things I actually, in some ways, agree with. I think that Dex suffered from having too much hype. But I don't think that was Javier's fault or Murphy's fault or Lloyd's fault. And we can get to that a little bit later on. But I do get what you're talking about. Completely agree on some of the points. And there's a lot of comments back and forth. Some very eloquently put. There's somebody here who I'm going to read out. That has a kind of talks about hype here. There it is. I've posted on this so many times, and I agree on many points. It's ridiculous. The hype actually does more harm than good for the creator. My main point always has been what you stated here. If they just released the product and it was good, people who were interested would buy it and they wouldn't have sky-high expectations. But with hype, they set the bar way too high for their product, and then people end up still shitting all over that product because it's good, but not as good as they made it out to be. Here's the thing. It's like music. It's all been done before. Everything comes from something else. Nothing is going to change magic. I hate it when magicians market it as something that's going to change magic. No, it's not. It's going to come out, and everyone will talk about it for 2 weeks, and then it'll be on to the next big thing. Actually, a lot of these tricks that come out these days are actually slightly changed variations of tricks already published in old books. The creators most likely finding them in old books and changing them just enough to sell it as theirs. Books are best value by far. You find great stuff no one's doing, and you'll find original variations on products still being marketed today. You can buy a single toy for $75 that will probably end up in your drawer in a couple of weeks, or you can buy a book for $60 to $100 that has so many effects in it. And in many ways, I completely agree with that. I do agree that books are the best way to go. And I also think that there's a lot of tricks that are coming out now that probably got inspired from stuff that was read in books, because we stand on the shoulders of giants. I agree. Nothing is new, but I do think there's a lot of things that come out that evolve. that are made better. I really do. And I want to put my point of view across. So those were a couple of interesting posts. I want to put my point of view across, made notes, about hype and whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. And I think if you've watched this channel for any length of time, you'll know that I actually think hype is a good thing. But I'm going to break down why I think it's a good thing. Now, this is only my opinion. Doesn't mean it's right. But I do have reasons why I think that hype is a really, really good thing. The other thing that I'll say is in 2023, I bought out 11 products, I think it was. Some of them didn't get hyped at all. Nobody knew about Gatekeeper until Gatekeeper was released. Nobody knew it even existed. It got launched, it hit the website, no hype at all. A lot of the stuff that I bring out through Alakazam Magic, there's no hype to it at all either. Like a lot of the time with Alakazam, they'll announce that they've got a live launch with a big name creator. They won't even say who the creator is. They'll just say, hey, we've got a big name creator, and then it'll be me that pops up and I'll release a product. Now, some of the stuff with Alakazam has had more hype attached to it, like the Nightshade coin set. But that's because it was a very highly anticipated release that I'd been working on for the last year, and I'd been talking about at various different points, so people were more aware of that product than, say, something like Monsters or something like Ticket to Ride that just appeared. I bought 2 Murphy's releases out last year. One was EDC, which didn't have any hype or fanfare at all, it just appeared. And one was Cube 52, which had a little bit more fanfare, but really it just kind of appeared out the blue and I started talking about it. So I've had, but you know, Quantum Deck, that was hyped beyond belief. And you could argue that Evoke is hyped. But a lot of the hype with Evoke wasn't me. I didn't start the thread on the Magic Cafe. That was not me. As soon as the thread got started and I replied, I was accused of hyping it, but I never started to. In fact, I was a bit annoyed that I started, I was a bit annoyed that the thread was started because I wanted to keep everything under wraps because Murphys and I had planned to announce Evoke on a Monday. And then we were going to put some performance videos up so people could see performance videos, put a teaser video up, drop the trailer on the Thursday, and then people could buy it after that. And I was going to do a big Q&A. We kind of had to change the plans with that because people found out about it weeks before because the thread went up on the cafe, or a couple of weeks before. And then somebody posted a link to the sales page on Murphy's, even though we hadn't dropped the trailer, we hadn't dropped anything about what it was. I was very careful not to tell anyone what it was. Very clever people out there in the Magic community found a way of figuring out how to get to the sales page, even though it was hidden and it was dealers only. And so the trailer was kind of embedded on that page and the ad copy's there, and that was dropped way before. So we just kind of came out and went, yep, that's what it is. Let's talk about it. So even the Evoke, although a lot of people are talking about it at the moment, it's not something that's really been hyped up until like recent, up until the only time people found out about it was when the thread went on the cafe. And that really wasn't any fault of mine. That was somebody else putting a thread on the cafe. But the point I'm trying to make is I've had products that have been hyped. I've had products that haven't been hyped. I can see it. And I know the industry well enough to kind of understand what's going on. So I want to give my point of view across. So in this video, 5 reasons why I think hype is a good thing. The first reason I think hype is pretty damn good, and I've wrote it down here, number 1, in any industry, hype is good. In any industry, because look, we talk about hype. Another word for hype is marketing, right? Another word for hype is marketing. That's what effectively we are doing by hyping a product. We are marketing it. Now, the whole landscape within the Magic community has changed recently in that now, more than ever before, it is important to get people to know what your product is the second it comes out. And the reason is there is a metric fuck ton of tricks that are being released on a daily basis. You look at somewhere like Penguin Magic, and every day when you refresh Penguin Magic, there's another 5 or 6 tricks that have listed. Then you refresh, and then that doesn't even count all the other smaller shops that are releasing stuff all the time exclusively through them. Stuff is coming out constantly, and unless you make some noise about it, unless you tell people about it, it's going to be drowned in a sea of just noise. Like, so for example, one of the best tricks that I've seen is recently is Movie Quiz by Jamie Williams. Now, that hasn't sold brilliantly. It's not one that's been a massive seller. No one's talking about it on the Magic Cafe. I was on the tutorial for that one. I helped Jamie with the tutorial, and I contributed a couple of tricks. I think that's an amazing trick. But because it came out at the same time as millions of other tricks that came out that week, less people know about it because it wasn't being shouted about from the rooftops. You have to make noise these days in this marketplace within the magic community in order for the product even to get noticed, right? The other thing is, there's a short, unless it's like a really spectacular product, there's quite a short shelf life when it comes to tricks coming out these days. Like, everybody will rave about a particular product, and then a couple of weeks later, they'll move on to the next thing, right? There's always something new coming out, so you want to capitalize. Now, that's not always the case. Keymaster continues to sell. Chop continues to sell. I'm using those two as examples because I know they're my products. I see the sales figures. They continue to sell. Cube 52 continues to sell. When people get into magic and want to learn cube magic, a lot of people recommend Cube 52, and a lot of others as well. But by and large, if it's just your standard product, it's going to come out 2 weeks later, it's going to disappear. What you have to understand is when a magic producer produces a product, they are in it to make money. They're not doing it for charity. They're in it to make money. I cannot tell you how expensive it is putting together a project. Like, I used this as an example before, but I'll use it again. The Nightshade coin set. I can only imagine how much Peter Nardi had to invest in getting all of those coins made, paying Roy Coopers for his time, paying me for my time, paying the videographers, paying the packaging. All of that cost is up front so that the second it goes live, he has those units in the warehouse. He's got to sell quite a lot of those coin sets to even break even. Right? So, and it's like that with any magic producer. Magic producers aren't in it for the fun. Yeah, a lot of magic producers, they care about the art of magic. They want to see magic evolve. They're not going to bring out crap, because if they bring out crap, no one's going to buy it. But they also want their trick to sell, because it's a business and it's very simple. Income, expenditure, profits. They've kicked out a lot of the expenditure. That's the cost of the set. That's what they've spent in order to make this trick. That doesn't even count the marketing and, targeted Facebook ads, social media ads, whatever it may be. The cost is really high. They want to get that back. If they don't make any noise about it at all, and if they don't hype it or market it, then nobody's going to buy it, or less people are going to buy it. People say all the time, I don't like hype. But the tricks that are hyped up are normally the ones that sell better. Yes, you could argue that sometimes tricks that are too hyped up, they end up getting negative reviews. Somebody will pick on one particular aspect and say, well, this is no good, because people have got excited about it. But not everybody, like Quantum Deck, for example. There are a few people that didn't like Quantum Deck, but there's also a lot of people that love it. There's a poll at the moment on the launch group for Evoke, and people are being asked, what's your favourite Craig Petty trick? By a country mile, more than anything else, people are saying Quantum Deck. Go check it out in the launch group. Bo Kramer's done a competition to win Evoke. Look at the launch group. Look at the people. They've been asked the question, what's your favourite Craig Petty trick? And there's ED Seat in there, there's Nightshade coin set in there, there's Chop, there's Keymaster, all these different tricks. But honestly, it's a sea of Quantum Deck, Quantum Deck, Quantum Deck, Quantum Deck, Quantum Deck. People saying, I love Quantum Deck, it's absolutely brilliant. Because more people have bought it. I've sold more of the Quantum Deck than absolutely anything else. And yes, some people don't like it. Most people do like it. But it's the same with any trick. It's just because more people have bought the Quantum Deck, you're going to see more people that don't like it. If everybody liked everything, it would be a sad place that we live in, right? So marketing this stuff is really important. So I've used a couple of examples here. At the moment, we're getting all really excited about the Blackpool Magicians Club, right? Having their conference, the Blackpool Magic Convention 2024 is on its doorstep. They've been bringing videos out. They've been putting videos out of the acts, and live from Blackpool is Matt King. Live from Blackpool is Danny Goldsmith. Some wonderful photoshopped photos of the Family Entertainer of the Year, the Bear Pit, all of this stuff. They're releasing ad copy about the tricks. They've just put a really cool video together. Isn't that hype? I've never seen a single person complain about that, but hang on. Blackpool are bringing out this is effectively something they're selling. They're selling a convention ticket. This convention ticket is what, £200-300, something like that. Same with the session. When the session was advertising Magifest, they were advertising, they were putting out blogs and putting out posts. Oh my God, we got this person here, we got that person here. This is all very exciting. Nobody's ever moaned about them doing that. No one's ever moaned about Vanishing Ink raving about the session convention. But that's exactly the same thing. Why are people unhappy that there's hype about a product, but they're more than happy to be inundated with hype videos about the people lecturing at Blackpool? It's because they understand that that's how you market a service or a product. Blackpool want people to buy a ticket. They're not stupid. There's a lot of options. People don't have to go to Blackpool. They can go to many different conventions. They want people to go to Blackpool, so they're putting assets out. They're putting social proof out. They're putting videos out showing why people should book a ticket to Blackpool. That's hype, but no one's moaning about it. Look at the film industry. The film industry, more than any other, spends an absolute fortune on hyping up their new films. There'll be trailers. The cast will go around for a month doing signings and doing TV interviews and radio interviews. There's you're inundated, billboards everywhere. Why do they do that? Because they know that they need people to buy a ticket to watch that film fairly early on. The shelf life of that film coming out at the theatres is what, a month, maybe 2 months? If they don't get it's why people look at the opening box office and compare the opening weekends and the opening weeks and the opening days, because that's how you measure the success of a film, by how much money it's made at the box office. If a film came out and nobody talked about it at all, then nobody would watch it. Hype is a good thing. It tells people what is happening. You can't expect a business like a magic producer to not market their products. You just can't, because in this sea of tricks that are coming out constantly, the only way to stand out is by shouting about it, right? And I know that a lot of the producers work with me because I'm more than happy to help market. I love marketing. I love marketing as much as I do magic. If I'm not reading a magic book, I'm reading a marketing book. So I understand the importance of marketing. I understand the importance of getting people excited. That's all marketing is, getting people excited about a product or a service. And in this case, this hype that everyone hates is what is needed to help that company actually turn a profit. Okay, so the second reason why I think hype is a good thing, or I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that people say online about hype, is because sometimes it's not the creator's fault. You know, when Enigma came out by Christian Grace, which has been phenomenally successful, when Enigma came out, everybody was criticizing Christian because of the amount of hype that he had created for Enigma. Like, before it got launched, everybody was like, oh, I'm not going to buy it. It's been hyped to hell. Well, no, it hasn't. He did a soft launch at the Magic Live and then launched the website, I think, a few weeks after that from memory. But all of the hype was not actually created by Christian. Now, maybe it was inadvertently because he was showing it to people, but the Magic Cafe thread, he wasn't contributing to that Magic Cafe thread with 100 pages or whatever it was. He wasn't the one going on there going, hey, buy Enigma, buy Enigma, buy Enigma. Other people were commenting on there. He was going out, performing it to people, showing his friends, showing people at magic conventions. That's how I found out about it. I watched him perform it at the Session Magic Convention, to me, 2 years ago, and I remember posting online saying, I've just seen this by Christian. It's really good. I think it's an excellent use of what he's got going on there. That's not his fault. Now, maybe that's what he wanted by performing it to people, but is that wrong now? Should he not perform stuff to people anymore? Should we not do that? I have been I've been performing with Evoke now for 1.5 years. And when the launch group came on, Everybody, a lot of people going on there going, I've seen this is amazing. Even before the launch group, I had people posting on Facebook going, just seen this new trick by Craig, it's absolutely amazing. Just seen this new trick by Craig, it's absolutely amazing. I'm not the one that asked them to do that. That is creating the hype. But then what will happen is the hype police will go, oh, well, you know, this hype is no good. This is not a good thing. We shouldn't be having hype. You know, Craig or Christian or whoever it may be is creating all of this hype. If a product was good, you shouldn't have to hype it. No, a product can be good and still be hyped, but a lot of the time it's not being hyped as much as you would expect. Everyone accused Lloyd Barnes and Javier Fuenmayor of creating hype around decks. A lot of it, yeah, they put some videos onto their YouTube channel, but a lot of it was other people talking. Every week on my YouTube channel, I had people saying, oh, you know, what do you know about decks? 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 People were genuinely excited to see what decks was. That's where the hype came from. It got completely out of control. And a lot of the time, it's not down to the creator. And yet what will happen is the hype police will shit all over the creators from a great height because they perceive that they've created this hype to sell their product when they don't think they should have. And a lot of the time, the creator's done nothing at all. The next point I want to make, number 3, when is hype not sessioning? Seriously, think about this for a minute. When is hype not sessioning? When is hype not sessioning? So let me give you an example. So the trick of the Blackpool Magic Convention, arguably in 2023, was drop. Drop was absolutely amazing. The creator Thomas created something really special, and it's the thing that everybody was talking about. Now, when I was at the London Magic Convention, Thomas sat down with me and he showed me and a bunch of other people some new products, some new stuff, including this new trick called Jupiter. And he was showing it to everybody, and everybody was freaking out. Then, fast forward to the Session Magic Convention, Thomas is showing Jupiter again. And everybody at the session was talking about Jupiter. Have you seen Jupiter? Oh my God, have you seen Jupiter? Jupiter's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I can't believe it. And Thomas was saying, yeah, you know, I've got them in production. It's coming out at Blackpool. I'm going to have it at the Blackpool Magic Convention. Now, is that's going to create hype? I know it is, because everybody at the session was talking about Jupiter by Thomas. They are going to post online. When people are talking about things they saw at the session that are really good, they're going to talk about this. Creators not allowed to do that? Is Thomas not allowed to show Jupiter to anybody? Because he is a fucking magician. As well as being a magician, he loves magic. I've spoken to him enough to know that he loves magic. So he loves magic, he loves performing magic, he loves creating magic. If you've created something, should you not show that thing to somebody because you're worried that it's going to create some hype and therefore somebody on some fucking Facebook group somewhere in the world is going to shit all over you because they're telling you you've created hype when in actual fact you haven't? All you're doing is you're sessioning with people. When Thomas showed me Jupiter, both times, both at the London Magic Convention and the Session Magic Convention, it's not like he said, hey, I'm going to show you this. Can you spread the word? This is going to be the trick of the convention 2024 at Blackpool. Make sure everyone knows it. No, he didn't do that. We were showing each other stuff. I'd just shown him something. He was showing me something. There was another guy over there doing something. This guy over here was doing something. And then Thomas said, well, let me show you something. That's going to create hype. But should he not? Any time he creates a trick, should he not show that to people ever in case somebody speaks about it and it then becomes hype? It's like, where do we draw the line? When does sessioning become hype? When are we not allowed to, you know, because that's the thing. That's what happened to Christian. He was showing Enigma to everybody, and now he was accused of hyping up a product when he was just showing it to people. So now it's wrong to even perform the fucking trick to somebody at a fucking magic convention. It's absolutely, completely and totally ridiculous on every single level. Number 4, fourth point. I gotta be honest. I love hype. It's exciting. I'm a big fan of hype. I get excited. I love it when I see a hype reel for a new product. I do. Now, maybe that's because I like marketing. Maybe it's because I can appreciate the strategy that's gone into it. But I love seeing a well-constructed marketing campaign. I really do. I can see it. A lot of the stuff that I see magic producers do, I'm like, yeah, that's really good. When I see a trailer that's really good, I really like it. I have no problem with hype. It gets me excited. I love seeing what's new in the magic community. Hell, I do a podcast with Lloyd Barnes when all we fucking do is talk about new products within the magic community and what's new this week and what's coming out this week and what are you excited for and what am I excited for. I just love finding out about new stuff. When somebody tells me about something, I'm like, no way. Oh my God, I've got to see that. How can I find out about this? Oh, there's no trailer yet. No, I love hype. To not love hype, I don't understand. I don't get it. I get excited about magic. I always have. I go to a magic convention. I'm excited about Blackpool. I am so excited about Blackpool. There's so many different things I want to see. There's so many different things I want to do. Before I went to the session, I was excited about the session. I'm excited about a whole bunch of stuff. And that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. The people that say, I don't like hype in the magic... Oh, there we go, just kicked over the table. I don't like hype in the magic community. That's fine. That's cool. I do. I'm not telling people that you shouldn't like hype. This is my point of view. Any people who don't like hype, that's cool. I do. I'm not going to tell you to... I see people that go... I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to buy it because I don't like products being hyped up. That's cool. I'm not going to say to you, buy that product. You're an idiot. I'm not going to say that. So why do this whole hype thing always starts with people making a post going, I don't like hype, and this is why I don't like hype, and I don't think the producers should ever hype up a product. It never starts the other way round, right? It never starts the other way round. Look at all the threads. Never start. If you don't like hype, don't buy it. You don't have to announce to the world that you're not going to buy it because you don't like hype. Don't buy it. It's kind of really simple. Just don't buy it, right? It's like those people that announce they're leaving a Facebook group. I am leaving the Facebook group. I am not coming back. I am leaving, and I am never going to be back in this Facebook group ever again. Kiss my ass. Great, go, fine. You don't have to announce it to the world. You don't have to let the world know that you're going. Just fuck off. And it's the same with this. If you don't like hype, cool. If you have the stance that hype is going to destroy the community and you don't want to buy into it and you're not going to buy any product that's ever been hyped, don't buy it. It's as simple as that. On the Magic Cafe the other day, on the Evoke page, discussing Evoke, somebody said, because obviously Pete Turner's on the Evoke project, somebody said, if Pete Turner's in on this product, I'm out. All right. He is. For 2 hours. And it's a gold mine of information. But cool. If you don't like Pete and you don't want to buy it because of that, brilliant. By all means, that's fine. It's the weirdest negative in the world, but no problem. Okay, go for gold, whatever you want to do. It's the same with hype. I love hype. I don't appreciate people telling me that I shouldn't go and buy something because it's hyped up. I'm more likely to buy something because it's hyped because I'm genuinely excited about it and I want to get it. I'll probably end up not using it, but I want to get it. I like hype. It's exciting. And the final point number 5, and I've put down here, the community, the magic community, want to know about new stuff. They just do. So for all of the people that say, oh, we should never hype up products because, it's never going to do well. There's no point in it. I hate all of that crap. For those people that say that, that's not how everyone in the magic community feels. Every single day, I get multiple comments on YouTube going, have you heard anything about new tricks coming out? What's the new stuff that's coming out in 2024? Have you got to the ear to the ground with any of the magic dealers? Spill the beans. Tell us what's coming out in 2024. Oh, can you tell us anything about your new tricks that are coming out this year? What tricks have you got dropping with Penguin this year? What tricks have you got dropping with Murphys this year? What stuff have you got coming out with Alakazam? Have you got another Elite Coin Range set coming out? Oh, have you heard if Lloyd's bringing anything out this year? Hundreds of messages, I can't answer all of my messages. If you've sent me a message and I've not answered it, I'm very sorry. I literally don't have time. It would be a full-time job to answer all of my messages and then I still wouldn't get everything done. I try to answer as many as I can, but honestly, it's impossible. But, by the by, the point I'm trying to make is you constantly see people getting excited about stuff that is going to come out. I see messages, I see comments all the time. excited about this trick that's coming out, that trick that's coming out, wanting inside information on what's coming out from Murphy's, wanting inside information about what's coming out from Penguin, whatever it may be. Go to a magic convention, sit down in the bar in the evening, and half of the conversations are about, oh, I saw this trick, it's amazing, this guy's bringing it out in 3 months' time, it's going to be cool, because at the end of the day, we're just fucking big kids playing with expensive toys. That's what magic is all about. Now, we can use those toys to actually end up, creating memories for people that will last a lifetime, and that's all well and good. But one of the cool things about magic is we are just big kids playing with toys. And just like any kid that watches an advert on TV and gets excited about buying that latest action figure, we get excited when a new trick comes out. And for every single person in the magic community that says that the hyping of products is wrong and that we shouldn't hype products up, for every single person that says that, there are hundreds of people that are constantly wanting to know more about what tricks are coming out. For fuck's sake, the biggest magic forum in the world is the Magic Cafe. And what's the most popular thread on the Magic Cafe? Latest and greatest, where you speculate about new products that are going to be coming out soon. If the magic community did not like talking about new tricks that are coming out, there would be no latest and greatest. Or if there was a latest and greatest, nobody would post in there. Why does everybody try to get their reviews of their products into the latest and greatest? Because hardly any fucker looks at any of the other forums. Everybody goes halfway down, latest and greatest. Because that's where the action is. Because that's where everyone's talking about the new tricks. Because that's why review channels online are so popular. Because when the review channels bring out the reviews, they're talking about new stuff that you might not have heard of. If people didn't like finding out about new tricks, there would be no review channels. There would be no YouTubers talking about magic products. There would be no podcasts talking about magic products. There would be no Facebook groups or magic cafes or forums talking about new products. Half of the shit that takes place in most of the Facebook forums are talking about new tricks, or I've just seen the trailer for this trick. I've just seen the trailer for this trick. This trick looks good. Have you heard about this new thing from this person? This is exciting. Oh, Peter, excuse me. Peter Egging's got a new trick coming out. I bet that's going to be good. No, it's probably going to be rubbish. Oh, Craig Petty's got a new trick coming out. Oh, another one. This is like the 15th trick in 2 weeks. People are talking about magic all of the time. If the hype police, if we didn't want to get involved in finding out and knowing about new tricks, why is everybody fucking talking about it all the time? So there you go. That's why I love hype. Now, I'm not going to hype every product. I'm filming this on Wednesday. I've got a new product that's going to drop any day now through Penguin Magic. It's called the Magic Button Project. I filmed it about a year ago. I know it's coming any day now. I haven't said anything to anybody about it. Nobody's going to know about it until it drops. I've not hyped it in any way, shape or form. When it comes out, I'm going to be talking about it. Absolutely. I'm going to be talking about it. I'm going to be answering people's questions. I'm going to be present on the Magic Cafe. I'll do some videos on it. I'll probably do a mat test on it. I'll probably do a review show on it. I'll probably get Ryland to do it. Absolutely. But I'm not talking about it until it's come out. Now, Evoke, that's not out until Monday. But I am, which is today. I am talking about it. 100% I'm talking about it because people are asking me questions about it. Everyone's getting excited about it. There's no right or wrong, right? I've done it both ways. The point of this community is we can all just enjoy magic and get excited about stuff that's coming out. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Now, let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. By the way, if anybody wants to leave a comment or if anybody wants to send me an email saying I'm bipolar or I'm aggressive or I'm a fat fucker or something like that, you go right ahead because I'm going to be busy bringing out another product. And you know when I bring it out, I'm going to hype it. But anyway, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Have a fantastic Monday. My name's Craig from Magic TV.